Good morning everyone, it's Craig here from Gifford's Electrical. Hope everyone's well. If you're new to the channel, welcome as well. If you remember to hit the subscribe button in that bottom right hand corner, and then you can click the bell and change that to all, you'll get a notification every time I release a new video. So today we're at a job conducting an EICR for a client who's looking to sell the property. 2-bed house slash cottage. Looks actually quite big from the onset, so could have our work cut out for us today, but we'll get inside, we'll have a look around, and then we'll get us set up. We are in pro vlogger mode today, so we've got the Rode wireless Go mic. We've got our GoPro Gorilla mount with LED, so you know, we're in pro vlog mode today. We'll see how we get on. Not sure if the client's going to be in or not, but we'll get as much footage as we can without getting them in shot as well. So guys, I'll get set up and I will see you shortly. Okay, so we just had a quick look in the house. It's much bigger than a 2-bed. It's basically been converted, which is fine. We've got our main incoming supply here, 100 amp fuse. We've got TT system, so we've got an earth rod there, and we've actually got a second earth rod there that then connects back to the MET. We've got the bond for the gas there. It's inside the meter box, so confirmed that is there. We just need to confirm that water's bonded, and then we'll start on with the rest. But I'll take you inside, we'll have a look around, so you can see obviously we've got the incoming feed going behind the meter box, but then is armoured through to where the actual board is. So I'll take you inside, we'll have a look. All right, so we've got our tails coming here, 100 amp, 100 milliamp RCD. We then have our tails going out, which then connects this junction box, adapter box. We have obviously live neutral CPC. We've got our CPC to earth the armour back to the MET. So that obviously is the armour for the MET. That's our earth rod. We then have that's obviously the main earth to there, this one, and then that one goes upstairs in, so presumably further up or across to the water. So we're going to have a look for the water stop and go from there. So these are our boards. We just found out that the water is plastic, so no bond for that. So yeah, mixture of RCBOs, obviously a few mix on the circuits because that says it's a shower, but it's a 6 amp circuit. So we're going to take everything off and start taking a look and see what's going on. So we understand a little bit more about this board. This 32 amp is definitely not in use. This 40 amp is in use but not in use. So there's no shower connected to the end point, it just literally goes to the old shower feed switch. So we'll test that one as well. So now we're going to try and figure out the lights. So we've basically got lighting circuit, that's the water heater that is actually in the loft. We've got another lighting circuit which doesn't say anything, and then we've got lights for ground floor. That says shower, but obviously it's a 6 amp, so it's definitely lights. We've got lights first floor. So all the lights are on in the house. We're going to literally turn one breaker off at a time and see which ones they are, and then obviously we can go from there in terms of identifying and testing. This set of lights here already has actually got 2 circuits in it, so it could be going to a doorbell or something, but yeah, we just need to identify that, and then we've got a garage to test as well because that feeds from there. Boiler's downstairs, so that makes sense that that's the socket and boiler. So hopefully it's pretty straightforward from this point. All sound in here, upstairs, downstairs. We've already identified the there we go. We've already identified the gas and the single earth rod and disconnected the one that isn't connected. So we'll go from there. So we've turned off the first break of the lights, and it does basically the back third of the house. So it does all of this. These rooms, the bathroom, this middle room. I don't think, yeah, it does the middle room, and does the loft as well. Nothing else, but the rest of this house is all lit, so we'll just nip downstairs and have a look. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say safe to say that that first floor switch isn't just the first floor. It's just the back third of the house. So move on to the next one. See, it's times like these I wish I had an apprentice. Get him running around, have some walkie-talkies on. One day my kids will be old enough and I'll have them doing it with me. So, right. So that's first floor, we can turn those back on. I'm not going to do ground floor yet, I'm going to do this one. That says shower, but it's only a 6 amp, so we'll see what's going on. So yeah, bathroom, that's all back on, which is good. Yeah, that's fine. So I think this one is, yeah, it's all part and parcel of the same circuit, so that isn't an issue. Right. These are all on. Yeah, bathroom. Okay. Find which ones these are then. Oh. Okay. So all of these lights are on. No, all these are on as well. Interesting. So you've got a circuit for lights that doesn't appear to control any lights. Very strange. So what we'll do, we'll leave this one switched off. It's got something connected to it, but we'll leave it switched off. It could be for the security lights. But we've tried turning it off, turn it on and see if they come on, but we get nothing. So we'll leave it off and I'll put it on the certificate that we've left it off for the client. It'll require further investigation really. They can then, if nothing happens, i.e. you know, they're not missing any lighting or anything like that, then we know that that is actually a redundant circuit, and on our next visit we can just remove that. So that's where we're at with that one. I'm not going to do any more walking around like that because you get the point. Turn it off, check it, and then go from there. So next point, once I've checked everything, I'll know which circuits do what and we'll be able to start testing. Okay, so basically we've now identified all of the circuits. Everything's off anyway, so yeah, we'll just do a quick check to make sure that we are safely isolated. So obviously downstairs it comes through this armoured from a 100 amp 100 milliamp RCD, so it should be live here, which it is. And basically I'm just confirming polarity. So one probe always onto the CPC first. Let me just rotate the camera so you can see a bit better. So yeah, one probe onto the CPC first, the earth bar, and then effectively I'm checking my line and neutral. So we have voltage on there. Take that probe off first because obviously you don't want to the current will travel through the line otherwise onto the end of this tip. So we just literally keep that on there. Check the neutral. So we've got no voltage coming down the neutral, and then we'll literally just confirm again, take off, and then I will use my proving unit, just confirms there's nothing there. Now I know this is in the off position, so I'm going to do it on the other side as well, just to prove that it is actually off. So that is now, obviously there's no voltage on there at all. So yeah, nothing on either of the line or neutral at all. So I'm happy that this board is safe to work on. All in all, I mean, it's not a bad board. We've got this RCBO is actually faulty. It doesn't work at all. From what I understand, these pods are actually quite expensive to replace. So yeah, we'll have to investigate that. But basically, the test button doesn't work at all. It will trip. If you apply current down it, it will trip. You know, if I get it to do my, if I ask it to do an RCD test, it will do an RCD test. It's just the test button doesn't work. Now, I'll show you all these. Obviously, this board makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so what we've got, first floor lights. The first floor lights actually are the middle bedroom, back to the offices where I am, where the fuse board is. The garage and outhouse is the master bed, conservatory, and the living room. The TV side of the living room. Shower is actually a lighting circuit, but it doesn't, although it's got a feed in there, it doesn't actually do anything, doesn't seem to turn anything off, so we'll leave that switched off. You've got lights ground floor. Now the lights ground floor are actually the lounge, the cupboard, and the downstairs water closet. You then got the lights next to it, which is the main entrance. Main entrance, upstairs landing, master bed, and en suite. We've then got a water heater, which is the immersion in the loft. Lights again is main entrance, upstairs landing. No, I've done that one. Dining room, utility, and kitchen, that one. And then we've got ground floor sockets. Now these ground floor sockets are actually the front wall dining room, which also feeds the fridge in the kitchen. The kitchen sockets aren't the kitchen, it's the other half of the dining room. Sockets and boiler is actually the entrance hall, kitchen and utility, and then all of the upstairs from the middle bedroom back to where I am, where the consumer unit is in the office. The other sockets is the upstairs landing and the back of the lounge, so the other half of the lounge, and then you've got the cooker and shower. Like I said, the shower is not actually in use. It literally goes to the isolator, is in this cupboard here. So it goes up to there, but nothing, there's no shower to it anymore. So we'll test up to there, but that's where we are at the moment. I'm just going to start testing, making sure all the connections are nice and tight onto the incomer. Okay, so we are about halfway through, probably a little bit longer past that. We've done all of the top row, so it's just our sockets that we've got to do. Nothing untoward on the lighting circuits, a few low readings, but that could be because we've got luminaries still connected. Nothing we can do about that because obviously they're fixed LED units. So a couple of issues with CPCs not attached to metal faceplates in, so I'll put pictures of those up within the video. So the next one we're going to do, probably just shower and cooker because they're the easy ones, and then we've got obviously our ring final circuits. We've actually got, I think this is probably a spur, this one, because we've got obviously three lots of line, 3 lots of neutral, so something tells me it's probably just a spur off, or you know, just a radial, but everything else is obviously looks like a ring final circuit, so we'll see when that turns up. Yeah, so I'll get testing those, and we'll come back afterwards. Right, so we've had to pull out this breaker because there was no movement at all. But we've done our line to line, neutral to neutral, and CPC to CPC, complete ring on this one, which is fantastic. Done my R1, RN, so now I'm going to move on to R1, R2, and we'll go round and we'll go check them out. So just about to kick off the IR test on that particular circuit. R1, R2, R1, RN are both as I'd expect. So obviously, because basically we're going to do line to CPC. So I've linked my line and neutral together, and then we'll do line to CPC test. The reason being is I can't confirm whether or not I've disconnected everything off that particular circuit. So we'll see what the scenario is. See, the fridge is still connected to it, and the fridge is incredibly heavy, so we're not moving the fridge in this instance. Anything that's fixed in place or is heavy is a limitation. So yeah, at the moment, looking at the reading, we're getting a insulation resistance value of I don't know how well you can see that, 3.12. So that's going to require us to have a little bit more of a look into it and find out what's going on. I suspect it might even be the fridge that's still connected to it, because obviously it's got the compressor on. But there's only 3 sockets, well, 4 in total you've got for this particular circuit, and there isn't anything else. So the way the room's been split over the years and modified, like I said, there's 3 sockets in that room. One's behind a bookcase, which is a bureau, so incredibly heavy as well. And the other one is obviously behind the fridge, and there are 2 more which are accessible, and they're fine. So I have to probably look into that a bit more off camera. Right guys, that is us done and dusted at this job for now. I'm back at home. I've got to do the certificate because I had no signal there to be able to do it on the laptop. There was no 3G, 4G while I was there. So we are literally going to fill out the paperwork tonight and then send it over. A few failures on the or things that would class as unsatisfactory. So obviously there's a great gaping hole in the consumer unit. That needs to be addressed. We've got a circuit that needs further investigation because obviously we don't know where it goes to. We think we may have narrowed it down, so we've switched it off for now. Client will then check everything over the next few days and come back to me. Couple of obviously advisories, if you will, some C3s, basically. You know, that we've got a socket that's being fed from another socket, but by a flex and a plug top. So technically speaking, it's a spur. I mean, there's nothing wrong. It's no harm to life. It just ideally would be better if it was, you know, wide in through the back. But yeah, all in all, a very good day, a busy day, a real mishmash. The house used to be a stable block, a coach house, and then obviously it got converted so that there were 3 houses, and then those 3 houses merged into one house, and literally nothing on that consumer unit actually makes any sense whatsoever. It is a real, you know, real mess. So we'll probably be back to not necessarily sort that out, but we'll be back. There's a few other things that the client would like to sort out. There's an extractor fan and stuff. So for now, guys, I appreciate you watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you again soon on the next channel. I'll catch you again soon on the next video. Bye for now.